Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Podcast Daily. It is Freaky Friday. You made it. It's the end of the week. That's Bill Landis, and I am Austin Ward here to wish you congratulations and thank you for joining us. Back in true Freaky Friday form, we have two interviews, not just one, two. Jack Sawyer and Denzel Burke. We caught up with them on Wednesday night at the Next Gen camps in the Woody. And so we've got some quick interviews with them, some updates on the summer. And you're talking about working with these kids. It was kindergartners through eighth graders. Bill, I don't think we got a lot of evaluation on those guys, but we saw 6 Buckeyes.
Yeah, no real hard opinions on the elementary school children who are working out at the Woody on Wednesday evening. But it was nice to see some of the players. Hadn't really seen many of them in a while, or any of them in a while. I thought like maybe Jack Sawyer was the one who sort of stuck out most to me. It's in lieu of a better term. Like, and I know we talked, and maybe that's why, but we've talked a lot about like the physical transformations he's made since last year. And like, one, you notice that, but two, you also like notice a real confidence that I think that's given him going into this season. And I think people will see that come across in the conversation that you had with him. But I don't know, that to me was something like, everyone has high expectations for a kid like Jack, who was a former 5-star prospect, and it sort of happens on a different timeline for everybody. And him being in a good mood in July is certainly no guarantee of him having a productive season, but it does just seem like he's in a really good space with like I'm going to stick at defensive end. I've made these physical changes. I kind of understand how college football works now. So it just made me a little more intrigued, I guess, to kind of see what he puts on the field this year.
Yep. Jack Sawyer goes into a little bit of detail with that. The first thing I saw when I went up and just started chatting with him was like, man, you look different. And I didn't say how or in what way. And he's like, yeah, I'm a lot leaner. And that's pretty noticeable. I mean, I think he is certainly strong and stronger than a year ago. Another year in the weight room at Ohio State will do that to you. But the way that it fills out his frame looks different. And I think the way that he's just walking around and, running with the kids feels like, as you mentioned, that there's a new sort of, lease on things for him. We know it was uncomfortable at the Jack spot. It didn't really feel natural to him, either playing it or just the way he was asked to change his body physically. So yeah, he seems pretty excited by that. Denzel Burke does too. And then this is a little bit of a broken record, but one of the parents out there came over, and a very nice guy. We didn't catch his name, Bill, but he watches. Maybe he can drop it in the comments. But he said, "Who's that player over there?" So well, that's Jelani Thurman. Wow, he's big. Is he a defensive end? No, he's 265 pounds at tight end, and that's one reason we talk about him a lot.
He does not look like a freshman. And you made a note of this too when we were just kind of standing around watching some stuff. Like, he does these things a lot, these sort of NIL fueled endeavors, whether it be with Cohesion Foundation or this is a kind of like a separate deal. But he's got quite a bit going on for him for a guy who's never played college football, which I think is an indication of maybe the belief in him and what kind of a player he's going to become. I think some of this on the front end is like a bet on talent, right? And if there's a freshman who seems to be doing an awful lot, I think that's an indication that people are wanting to place bets on that talent at this stage in their career. So I think it's noteworthy that he's around always doing these things. He is a physical freak. Like, every time I see him, I think to myself, like, man, that kid has to play this year. I don't know what it's going to look like, but if he's just standing on the sideline every game, I'm going to be upset.
Well, he is going to get off the bus, and sometimes that's half the battle. Just like being amazed at the physical prowess on a roster. Are you worried at all that Marvin Harrison's just not making enough money?
You know what? I think he's fine. I think his sunglasses cost more than my car. And I drive a fine motor vehicle. It's not the nicest car in the world, but it costs a few grand. And he's walking around looking like a movie star. He is like Braxton Miller. I always thought was sort of like the epitome of like college football fame. Marvin has eclipsed that, and I like by a lot. I think he is. There's something about that kid, and it's not just his talent. Like, it's the way that he owns. Like, yeah, I know I'm the best, but he's not like cocky about it either. Like, he's really kind of threaded the needle there in a really nice way to maximize his potential on and off the field. But then also, I think when you are around a person like Marvin Harrison Jr., I think you have a certain expectation of like the feeling you're going to walk away with after that encounter, and I think he delivers on that too.
I mentioned this on Wednesday on OhioState.Rivals.com in the story about Marvin going to Big Ten Media Days, and I think that this note, this nugget, this bit of information is probably worth rehashing again here, because we're talking about the NIL impact, and it doesn't drive Marvin Harrison. His father, as you may or may not know, made a little bit of money in the NFL, so it's not like he needs this to survive, and it's not. I don't think any of that stuff, even if he dresses very well and has a nice car, has changed the work ethic at all. And the veteran players had about 10 days off right before the 4th of July where they could go home, they could do whatever they wanted, they could get away. I was told that Marvin left on that Friday night, went to see his family, and then flew back and was back in the Woody on Monday, on the 3rd of July, on the indoor, turning on the Monarch and catching balls. He had the entire week off that he didn't have to be there. So if there's, I brought this up in jest about the money and you know, probably what's going to be quite a elaborate suit in Indianapolis in a week and a half. It has not changed his attention to detail, his willingness to put in the work and do all that extra stuff. Didn't take a vacation. He took a weekend and then was right back there working through the 4th of July.
Yeah. I wonder if he's even more inclined to do that stuff now, because his name is his name, but he's not really become like Marvin Harrison Jr. was not in the college football, you know, like vernacular until probably about the midway point of last season. And now he's a bona fide star and everyone's talking about him and probably making some assumptions about him too, just given his lineage and how good he is. And I think he wants to show people that he's earned it. Like maybe there are probably things that come along with being the son of an NFL receiver that maybe other kids weren't exposed to, that make him more ready for this moment. But in terms of like talent and the development that goes into being as good as he is, like that was all him. It's not like it wasn't nothing was like given to him in that regard. So I think he probably feels more incentivized to prove that as a star continues to rise. And frankly, like it's a pretty good example for the kids that were at that camp, like the one we were at on Wednesday night.
Yeah, they'll definitely hold that up. And then you have Cade Stover not taking days off because cows don't. Mayan Williams was out there. Anything else you picked up from being in the Woody on Wednesday night?
No, I mean, it was just it was good to see like Mayan Williams just like, I don't know, running around is probably exaggerating too much, but we didn't get to see a whole lot of him in the spring. He also, like similar to Jack, I think seems like he's in a good place. All these guys do. Like I think there's a weird in-between period happening now where they're appreciative of these sort of moments where they get to wind down and have a little fun and not feel the burden of expectation that comes with being a player at Ohio State. But at the same time, I could kind of sense that they're like really itching for camp to get here because they're kind of tired of waiting around for it.
Yep. Both Denzel Burke and Jack Sawyer made some reference to that in these Freaky Friday interviews that we're going to get to right now. You've probably heard enough from Bill and I for the week. But unfortunately, you're going to have to hear me half of the time in this interview. So you almost made it. You almost won on that one. But we appreciate everybody joining us throughout this week. Podcast Daily will, of course, return on Monday, along with the Horseshoe Lounge at Roosters. Another full week of content to go. And then we'll be in Indy. Until then, enjoy these interviews with Jack Sawyer and Denzel Burke. Freaky Friday episode. It is filmed on a Wednesday night in the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. Spoiler alert. It's a next-gen camps. This is Ohio State cornerback Denzel Burke, who the kids are putting you to work out there, man.
Yeah, man. It's fun, man. It's a blessing to be out here with the kids. I just remember when I was a young kid, I always wanted the older guys, the college, NFL dudes, encourage me, inspire me. So that's what I'm doing today.
It seems kind of crazy, 3 or 4 years ago, you couldn't have come out and worked some of these camps. Like, I know that NIL has, changed a lot of things for a lot of people, but even just the opportunity to give back a little bit like you're doing, it seems pretty special.
Yeah, it's a crazy time right now. It's going to get even more crazy.
What else are you doing this summer? Like, I know we can talk all about football. There's going to be plenty of time for that, but there's got to be some time for guys. This job is a 24/7 job for you guys. But let's get away a little bit. Have you been able to do that?
Yeah, I did get away a little bit. We had a break like a week ago, 10-day break. Went home, spent time with the family. It was a good time. A little reset break. Camp's 3 weeks away now, so time to really lock in, get into it.
Do you find yourself, even when you go home, like you're still on Ohio State time. You still want to get those crazy workouts going. I know they're probably not the same if Coach Mick's not yelling in your ear.
If I miss a day of workout, I just feel lost or horrible.
Is it all the same? Can you do the same stuff when you're away from here?
Yeah, if you're with the right people, most definitely.
All right. What was the best part of getting home?
Just being with my parents, seeing my mom, my dad. I got baptized too, so
Did you?
that was a good thing for me. Yes.
Tell me, the process of getting into that.
I mean, it's always been on my heart. I did it when I was younger, but like since the age I'm at right now and the understanding I know and the faith where I'm at my relationship with God, I feel like it was the right time to do that.
That's really cool. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Was there any celebrations for that? Some special food afterwards? Something?
Yeah, we had some canes. My family, my girlfriend's family, my pastor, my mentor was there. It was a good time. Had some food and everything like that.
So we didn't get to talk to you a ton during spring, maybe once, and then afterwards you talked after the spring game. I know you've shared with me before that how healthier you felt before the Peach Bowl, and we saw how well you played then. To carry that over and to stay probably reasonably healthy now, how much of a difference are you thinking that's going to have?
It's gonna be a big difference, man. I'm just really excited for the season. Going into the season healthy. Just go out there and do what I know I can do. Just have fun.
When people talked about you having a different mindset, what does that mean?
Just a different approach to the game, on and off the field. Growing as a man, understanding who I have in my life, my support system, and what I have right in front of me.
That's probably easier with time and maturity to look back.
Yeah.
Did you feel like, because 2 years ago, we know you made an impact right away. You had to have been doing something, right?
Yeah.
But how is that version of Denzel 2 years ago different than the one that's standing right here now?
I'm older, wiser, smarter, stronger, and just feel good.
Yeah, that hunger. What does it feel like?
Well, I'm starving. But just gonna take it day by day, man, and just get better every day. That's the plan.
Is there a countdown in your head? 2, 3, 4 weeks until camp starts?
Every day.
Yeah. All right. Hey, straight to the point. There's not much more to say about it.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So I think this team probably shares that hunger.
Yeah,
I'm
we
sure
all do.
Summer workouts.
We got a chip on our shoulder, and we really all bought in. I'm really excited for this team.
All right. Straight to the point. Good to hear from Denzel Burke. Again, Ohio State cornerback heading into year 3. That's kind of hard to believe, too. But getting ready for the season and working at the Next Gen camps. Denzel, thanks for the time.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate you. Hey, everybody, welcome into the Woody Hayes Athletic Center, a special edition in the summer. It's Next Gen camps, and that is Ohio State defensive end Jack Sawyer, who is looking a little leaner.
Yep, a lot leaner.
What's the secret of that?
I mean, it just comes down to, being disciplined and eating the right stuff consistently and staying on top of all that stuff and really just being consistent in what you're putting in your body day in and day out.
So we were joking about that before we started, how that feels different. I said you look a lot different. You feel that when you're going through workouts or getting ready for training camp in a couple weeks. I mean, how different does it feel, and what is that going to mean for you?
Yeah, I think it was important for a lot of us, this offseason, taking care of our bodies that much more and making sure we're doing everything, not leaving a stone unturned, and getting our body ready for camp and for the season. Because, when camp starts, season starts. Because we get out of camp, we got a game in 2 weeks. So, this offseason we've been super focused, highly motivated, obviously. And we're just ready for this season.
So these Next Gen camps are a little bit different than training camp. Getting out here with some young kids.
Yep.
If you can believe it, these opportunities didn't used to exist for you
right.
all to get back.
It's crazy, thinking about it now. I mean, look, what a good experience for these kids. I know how much I would have loved to do something with this for Ohio State. Since I'm from Columbus, as a kid growing up, being a huge, sports fan, Ohio State fan. So this is awesome that we can finally do stuff like this, especially at the Woody, give these kids this experience. So I'm super happy to be doing this.
Are you getting out there and you're trying to give them LJ's tool back? So you're just showing scissors, side scissors?
I might. If we're doing some D-line drills, I definitely will give the kids something to take with them for the future. But no, really today's all about having fun and be able to give back to these kids and let them run around and have some fun.
How do you guys as current Buckeyes have fun in the summer? I know there's a ton of workouts. You have meetings and stuff. It's a lot different than 5 or 10 years ago with the amount of work you can do, but there's got to be some time for that bonding and stuff off the field. What are you liking to do right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this summer we've all been playing golf. It's been super competitive. Me, Kyle, Cade, Tommy, dudes like Julian Fleming are really good.
Yeah.
Mecca's really good at golf. So I mean, it's been fun this summer. You know, pretty much almost after every workout, every other workout, you know, we're getting a tee time. We're all meeting up at a golf course and playing some golf.
Julian said that he wanted to play me. That never happened. I think that he's scared, so we'll just put that out there for the world.
Damn, Julian's scared?
I mean, I don't know. It's never happened. It's almost camp time. I know he's not going to do it in August.
Right.
What courses can we find you on, Jack? I mean, you're the one with all the local knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, we play New Albany Links quite a bit. Honestly, we played there a lot this summer. Me and Kyle, we kind of like bounce around a little bit. Julian and Mecca, we like playing there. Dublin Golf Club, we play there a lot too. So one of those two courses, we're usually out there twice a week.
What kind of numbers are you putting up, Jack?
Actually, I just shot my best score ever a week ago. I shot an 83 at OSU.
There we go.
Kyle went low. He shot a 77. And I've seen Julian shooting the 70s there too. So, but I still beat them regularly. Don't let those scores fool you.
I'm guessing the strength of your game is off the tee, or
yeah, you know, it's off the tee if they're going straight. Sometimes they're 350, but it's 180 straight and 180 this way. So, you know, if I'm straight off the tee, I'm good.
All right. What's if Larry's giving you something that you wanted to work on individually over the summer, what would that be?
Just hands and eye discipline, and just focus on getting off the ball. You know, and I think that's just the basics of what we all need to be doing. If we all do that, focus on those three things and all the moves that we've been developing, we're going to be the best front four in the country.
All right. Well, you're going to get back out there and teach some kids. We'll let you go. Appreciate Jack Sawyer joining us on the podcast.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.